here's a mirror. You know, water shoes like that in there. Yeah. No, a lot of. These are cold.
Who was that with?
I don't know.
That's me, by the way.
I'll call this meeting to order. I'll stand and do the pledge of allegiance as you wish.
I'll catch it.
Pledge of allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I got a little typo error here.
Mayor, pardon me, Mayor. I forgot to push record. Could you announce the date and time of the meeting? I forgot to push record.
Today's date is February 9th, 2021.
Thank you.
And on my typo error, I've got the roll call in the wrong place, and I need to move it up so we can have roll call and then resume. Any objections?
Nay.
Roll call, please.
Linda, here. John,
Here.
Stacy,
Here.
Here.
Leon, Martha, and of course Mayor,
I'm here.
and visitors.
Barbara Bruce. Peggy Walling.
Amber Banks. Thank you. And David King, visitors.
Please.
You're ready for public comments? Take her page here.
Yes. You want to voice your opinion first, Mr. King?
We open the floor for public comments.
Why you gotta call
I want to hear what you got to say first.
Well, are you here to say something, sir? We're ready to listen.
For the comments, I want to listen to what you was going to do, then I'll make my comment later. It don't come out first.
We have it on the agenda for the public comments to be stated now.
It should be later.
The
Are you running
agenda
this
was
meeting or is it the
posted,
mayor?
is that not
He just
correct?
opened it.
Okay, why's he gotta call an individual out?
I'll excuse him for that. The floor is open if anyone would like to speak.
Thank you.
Public comments don't come out first.
Okay, I got one, big address. I am gonna be in charge of the streets for a while, for a little while. I'm gonna do some paperwork and stuff like that to help the next individual that gets this job. And if there's any streets or anything that you think I need to do, I appreciate you telling me.
Thank you.
Appreciate that, Leon.
Do we have, I have a question.
Would you
more
stand
than a
and
comment.
state your name?
Yeah, my name is Peggy Walling. I'm a resident of the village of Bellmont. And are we gonna do comments now or after?
Comments are on the first of the,
Okay,
right now.
okay. It was brought to my attention by several individuals that there was a lawsuit against the people of Bellmont. And I'm just here to kind of find out about that and how much that cost our village and what the outcome of that is, if it's completed, if it's done. So I'm here to find out about that.
I can address that. I have the, we did have the petition here at the city hall for anyone to come see. And I'm going to go ahead and read it. And I will tell you that it did go to court. It was dismissed. It did cost us, I haven't looked at the bills right now,
$1,000.
$1,000 when we went to court and over $500 when the petition was first filed. So probably about $1,500 or more. And it
Tell
was,
me about the lawsuit, who filed it, who's it against,
Okay.
other than the people of Bellmont?
yes, it was for the people of Bellmont and for several trustees and the mayor. Let me go ahead and just read it. That'd probably be the
Okay.
easiest. If I can do it without getting CO2 poisoning.
I don't want you to do that.
Jonathan King, plaintiff, versus Village of Bellmont, Illinois. And it lists as Gary Lance, Mayor of Bellmont, in his capacity as local elected official. Paul Van Meter,
Point
trustee.
of order, does this go to 5 minutes or not? Public comment, they'll have 5 minutes.
Well, she
I
has
said
5
less
minutes,
than
but
5 minutes.
if it takes me longer, what do you think?
She's
Giving the explanation.
I can cut it down a little bit if you
Well,
like.
that's on new business down here. But that's okay, go ahead.
Oh,
You're all right, you're all right.
okay.
No,
well,
we
then
want,
I'll-
we want everything transparent, we want to hear it.
That's fine, go ahead.
Well, it kind of, you know, the public comments is so the public can come in and say what they need to say and leave. They don't have to say for the whole meeting.
Okay,
But if they, I mean,
okay. So you want to take my point of order back?
did you, pardon me?
I take my point of order back.
Okay.
Sorry.
Let's see, I think I have a copy of it.
I have a copy.
Let's pass it to the visitors. Here's the town hall copy. And,
No, sorry.
That's okay.
it is kind of lengthy. Let's see if I can get to where it was. It listed the Village of Bellmont, the mayor, Paul Van Meter, trustee, Linda Johnson, trustee, and Christina James, acting clerk of the Village of Bellmont in her capacity. Then it tells that we're required to respond within 30 days. And the complaint, let me read that. The plaintiff, Jonathan King, and proceed complaints against the defendants, Village of Bellmont, Illinois, Gary Lance, Paul Van Meter, Linda Johnson, and Christina James. Kind of repeats itself, guys, so if you'll, I'm on the second page.
I can read it.
Yeah, I can
Yeah, I
too.
can read it. You don't have to take the time to
Okay.
do that unless you just want to.
Oh, I see.
Where's my copy?
Well, here, I tell you what, you can read this copy, because I'm obviously not reading it out loud very
Well,
well.
everybody gets copies, I thought.
Well, they're reviewing it, they're gonna hand them back in,
All right.
just for the town, but you're welcome to.
Go ahead.
Okay. It was about a petition that was, an objection petition filed against a petition
Hey, wait a minute,
of a
wait a
variance.
minute.
You may read
Who's
it.
running the meeting? Him or you?
Dave, quit
I,
interrupting her, I'm gonna ask you to
Hey,
leave.
this is a
You heard
town
me.
meeting, not just a
You
clique.
heard me.
Who's running the meeting?
She's acting
Point of
as
order.
the
You gonna
clerk.
leave too.
Point of order, who's running the meeting?
Mary, if it gets too ruly, we can ask them to leave.
He should be reading
I'm a
that.
trustee and I need to know who's running the meeting.
It doesn't matter who reads
It
it
does
as long
too.
as
He's
it's
running
there.
it for town. He's supposed to be the mayor.
I don't know what this is.
I'm
I call the
trying,
point of order, just better get that to
it's very lengthy, so I'm trying to get to the point of it. And Mr. King, if you'd let me to do that, I've been asked to address this.
Well, I'm just asking. This
Okay.
ain't just a little meeting, it's the town meeting. And I'd like to know who's running it, you or the mayor.
Right now she is.
Right now, I'm
All right.
on the floor.
I mean, the mayor
And I'd
should
like
know.
you not to be,
The mayor can probably explain it better than you could, since he's the one that was involved in it.
She's
Now, I'm
involved
the-
in
I'm
it.
sorry,
She was
I
involved
was
in it too,
involved
thank
in
you.
it.
Oh, I know you guys are, but I'm just saying, he was the.
Here, I'll break it down since it was me. I'll be transparent with the public.
Thank you. Here, would you like to read it?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you
I-
very much. That was against the village of Bellmont. It was nothing personal against each individual as those elected board. The board members elected board. Nothing personal. I filed objection to the village because I thought I had more time under Illinois law 10 ILCS 5-1-3, which states, by law, a business day is defined as any day in which the office of an elected attorney, local election official, or state board of elections is open to the public for a minimum of 7 hours, which we do not have. Now, let me be clear, this motion was not dismissed because of that. It was dismissed because I retracted mine and turned it back in. It was dropped, the motion was dropped in the court, and it is over with. And not only on top of that, let me continue, that I know we should go through the village lawyer, but after the mayor's lie took me to court, and you guys haven't held him responsible for that, especially after the filing of the court finds the Illinois Citizens Participation Act authorized, and it is further basis for the granting of the response to request of sanctioned attorney fees under the facts and circumstances of the case. The court finds that the petition
I'm going
act.
to interrupt you.
No, point of order, and seeking I got the floor.
Point of order.
Point of order, I
You
got
are
the floor.
talking about a personal issue.
No,
You're in
as
our
right here,
meeting.
I'm reading it.
You're in our meeting.
I don't care, I'm
It's a
reading it. This has to
personal
do,
issue.
no, it's
It ain't no
not.
personal issue.
Look at this, if you listen, I got point of order, I got the floor.
Well, what I'm hearing is you said that you thought you had more time. That was your mistake, correct?
No, my mistake, well, pretty much was, I
Then
turned
that
it
cost
in and
us
I retracted it.
$1,500
No,
because
no,
you
no.
made a mistake on
Hey,
the
let
time.
him finish. He's talking. He's explaining it.
I got point of order, I got the floor. Let me start
I thought
again.
this was, point of order, I
Well,
thought this was public comments, not
It
board
was,
comments.
and he
Well, she
grabbed
wanted to
it
read
out
it.
of my hands, and
And you want me to take it
Yeah,
over, you want me to
disorderly.
be transparent? I'm trying to be transparent, and you guys ain't letting me.
Once again,
The court finds that petitioner action in seeking and stalking no contact order against 5 residents was an abuse of judicial process and aimed at intimidating, harassing, or punishing the 5 respondents for their involvement themselves in public affairs, including the respondents of their involving themselves in public affairs, including the rights to petition, speech, association, and or any other participation in government.
again, you're talking about a personal
In
issue.
government, this is not personal. You guys is not holding accountable.
I'm
That's
not
not what we
concerned
meant.
about any personal issue. I'm concerned about the village of Bellmont being sued.
And I'm getting
I
to
wanna
my
know
point
why.
of
I
order.
wanna
I got
know
the
what-
floor. I got the floor. Point of order.
Please
Hold
do
the
not
phone.
raise your voice.
Well, I keep
But
getting
you're
interrupted, and I got
going
point of order. Do you
That's
want
not
to
even the
roll?
lawsuit we asked about.
That reading, John.
I
We've
got
heard
point of
this
order. You
other
want me to
crap
finish it? I got the
forever.
floor.
John.
Oh, John, yeah. See, I'm speaking up, and you guys won't even let me finish.
No, you're
So
yelling.
go ahead. Yeah, speaking over you guys, I got the floor.
That's
Nobody's
not the
yelling.
lawsuit
Point of
we're
order.
asking
Point
about.
of order. Let me
Hush.
finish.
Tell
Let
me
me
to hush.
finish.
It's not the lawsuit we asked about.
I'm getting to the lawsuit. Point of order. No, I'm not pleasing nothing.
I said, please don't be unruly.
I'm not unruly. I'm speaking loud enough everybody can hear me because you keep interrupting, and I got point of order, and I got the floor. You turned it over to me, I got the floor.
I did not turn it over to you, you just like took it.
No,
And so
I said I'd do it. You
Well,
handed
I
it
asked
over
you
so we
to
could
explain
get
it
it
better.
I
floor.
asked you to read,
And I'm getting back to it.
I'm not wanna
So,
get back to it,
I
I'm
couldn't
gonna
use the
read
village,
it.
okay, so I couldn't use the village lawyer.
Can you read it, please?
Which part?
Read all of it if you like.
I don't wanna read all of it. I'm getting
Did
to
you
the point
just
of it.
answer the, like, what, okay, you filed the lawsuit, I see that.
Mhm.
What were you hoping to gain? What was
Well,
your grievance, or have you
What
not
I'm
got to
gonna
that?
answer is that I couldn't use the village lawyer because when we went over the hot water thing of the shelter house, you guys wanted to vote, only certain people could talk to it. Well, he filed a lawsuit against me. You think I wanna go through people to talk to our village lawyer about stuff? When he's already done lied in court, he's done, used his mayor powers.
Who filed a lawsuit
No.
against him?
What's this about?
I don't know what
This
it
is, okay, I'm
Other
sorry.
than the $1,500, what is it about? Bottom line.
Okay. I'm
I'll
getting
read
to
it when I get home, but
Okay. This, I filed a complaint and I filed an emergency motion, which is, I asked the court to have the board have a meeting over his petitions to run for mayor. He filed a petition to run for mayor. He forgot to fill out very important stuff on his petitions. I filed an objection to it. They said I didn't have time. When I told them, Christina here at City Hall one day, that I had time and I read her the law, which she didn't put in the affidavit, and I could have brought that out further, but I didn't. Also, I think a public member has a recording of that when we was here. A public member does, not myself. And we went to court over an emergency motion, which was, let's see, emergency or written memorandums. The court was going to either fine or not fine, which they did not fine, to have a board meeting for the board of electors, which is a senior board member, which is who is named in the lawsuit, which would be Paul Ranger, Linda Johnson, Christina James as acting clerk. That was not personal against them. But let me get to the bottom. I wouldn't have to go this far if I was allowed to talk to the lawyer, which we made a motion which nobody's allowed to talk to him, but the clerk and the mayor. Did we not? Did you not at the show house? Did you not the other night?
I'd like you to review those minutes. We made it clear that anyone is allowed to talk to the attorney
Yes,
at
but
any
then I got
time.
chewed out by the mayor last time because I talked to him about the
But we
illegal
would like to
water heater up
unite.
there.
Remember, we'd like to unite when we talk to him because our bill is so high every
But why
time
would
we
I
do.
want to after he's done took me to court and uses mayor powers?
He didn't use.
You didn't use our mayor to take you to court.
It's
Read
highlighted.
Read that.
It's highlighted. Read it out
It's
loud.
highlighted. Or do you not want to go over it? You wanted to go over it before, but now you don't.
You're talking about something that happened a year ago that is
That
still
wasn't a year
ongoing,
ago.
evidently ongoing with you and the mayor.
And here it
it's-
goes, right here. He uses mayor powers. The court's orders signed by Judge Judge Dunn. But if you think I'm gonna go
John.
through him?
Well,
to
we're
go
gonna
through the
sweep it
lawyer?
under the rug.
If you have a problem, you need to take it to our attorney, or first thing you need to do is bring it to
What'd you
our
say?
trustees.
I
Take it to
didn't
your
bring it. You guys
trustees.
didn't want to hear about it.
But your personal.
Just like you didn't now.
I
It's
don't
not
wanna hear
personal.
about
It's
your-
right there. I've been trying to tell you this whole time. This whole time. And you didn't want to hear it. And now you don't want to hear it now again. When I'm putting out the statement facts in a judge's order.
Are we talking about two different lawsuits?
Yeah, he's talking about.
I'm
his
talking
problem
about
that
I
we had
could have
last
settled
year.
this out of court if they held the mayor responsible for violating our rights. I could have settled this out of court and saved Bellmont money.
Okay, let's move on.
Because
He-
she asked
he
about the money, I
explained-
explained it.
He explained that he sued, or he filed a complaint, objection complaint late, therefore it was rejected, and then he sued the town and the trustees because it was rejected. The court dismissed it. It cost us, I know the original cost was over $500. I have not looked at the second bill, but I did hear that it was over $1,000. So we're well into $1,500 because of the second, because of
The villages.
the village, because he sued the village, because we did not look at a,
Well, I couldn't talk to the lawyer. You
Well,
guys
it
decided
wasn't
not to talk
it
to
wasn't
him.
presented
I'm
to
gonna
us.
talk to him after he sued me. And he goes to the lawyer
Jonathan,
and
you can talk
talks
to
to him.
the attorney anytime.
He told me I
because
couldn't in the last
expenses.
meeting. That's why you made that vote because of what
Can you
hot
not
hot
talk
lawyer.
to
He
the
didn't
other
even
town
know
board
about it
meetings? I
until
mean,
the
my
lawyer had
God,
to
we
tell us
never had
about
to
it.
use an attorney to
Jonathan,
talk to
we
each
always
other.
need to talk to an attorney.
We
It's
need
just
some
that we
sort of
try to limit it.
diplomacy in this town. People are
We filed
sick of
a
this.
lawsuit.
Yeah, I agree.
People are sick. They are outcrying for some justice here.
Yeah, we need justice.
Diplomacy in
I'll
this
tell you.
town.
Well, but do it by the rules then. Don't sweep it under the rug
Mr.
later on.
I've never
King,
seen
please
anything
do not raise
swept
your
under the rug.
voice.
I've never
Oh,
been
did we hold him responsible for cutting the tree down? No, we went out and cleaned it up and hid it.
Or about the tractor? No. That's why
Maybe
sweeping
it's
under the
because
rug.
we're tired
No.
of you guys.
Oh,
laughing
it's in
at
the
us.
past though.
The tractor you should have brought to our attention. We were not aware that he was doing
Dave,
that.
that
He was
tree ain't
not
been
aware that
dead,
he should
you
be
know.
doing it.
I feel fine about that.
I was at work
Yeah,
all
I
day.
think that,
I was
you
not
know, this
sitting
is
at
a
home
small
wondering what mayor
village.
was
We
doing.
all
And I
live
brought it
here
up in the board
together
meeting,
as
guys didn't want to talk about it.
reason.
You
Because
Something
don't
it's
want to
past
talk
due,
about the
our
things he
research
did
is
to us.
done.
No, it's
Try
not.
to
Point of
No.
order. It has
Yeah,
nothing
point
to
of
do with
order.
this. I'm sorry.
I know, it
Are
never
you
has
okay?
nothing to do with it.
I would like to say
Back here
something.
trying to ask questions.
I'm like,
I would like to
I
say
mean, you guys
something.
can't even do your
You know-
job.
are you, Peggy, I'm sorry. I think
Yeah,
we're supposed
like
to
an open
use
meetings violation act. This lady.
Order, John.
Amber.
I would just like to point out that I think the reason why there's such a divide is because there's people, you all are laughing at things that happened to my family.
Laughing at anything
I'm not
that
talking about
happened.
you. I'm not talking about you, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about you. All of you, sitting at that table. You think it's funny that the city worker is yelling at him and threatening him? You think it's funny that the mayor is sitting there running around with the guy that threatened his life? You guys think it's funny. You laugh. I mean, there's multiple videos of it.
That's
Laughing, not taking it seriously. I'm still talking.
Point of order.
I'm still talking.
I'm gonna make a
Public
statement
comment.
about
And I will
my
still talk.
village guy.
I will still talk.
Are you interrupting? She gets more time than 5
He
minutes.
was
I will
told,
still talk over you.
that's
okay?
fine, I can talk over you
That's
too,
fine.
sweetheart.
So what I'm going to tell you is
Because
That's how you
this
treat
is
the
rude.
public?
just
the way you guys
like
treat the public
my
is rude.
village employee
You guys are very
said,
rude.
he
Extremely rude.
threatened him, so there you
I
go.
told
But
him
you
he
chase
was putting
people
a
in here with
padlock
damn
on a
video
public
cameras.
camera.
Okay, then
That's
how come
unfair.
the
It's called
worker is
public.
messaging my fiance?
It's a First Amendment right.
That's because your dad has a damn
All this
camera
stuff
in his
about how
bedroom
the mayor
window
is
up
threatening the
there,
city worker.
watching
Yeah, it's a
everybody.
public building.
Let her finish.
First Amendment.
Let me finish, please.
My bedroom, you wanna know what's going on up there?
Once again,
No, but that's how you sit
are
there with
giving-
monitors
Are
and
you
watch
keeping on
everybody.
How do you know I'm looking at my bedroom? You
well,
looking at
that's
my
just my
bedroom?
5 minutes.
It's in that window, whatever we
Hey, can we get some order in here?
I just want my 5 minutes.
Order.
I want my 5 minutes, and it was not done.
Okay, now, guys, let Miss Banks talk.
Thank you. I think it's ridiculous that the mayor is riding around with the guy that threatened my family. There's a court case against that too now. You know, and then the city worker has messaged John multiple times about the mayor, saying that he has been doing this and this and this. I've read all these messages. We have them saved. You know, I mean, the sheriff has been notified of all this, that the mayor has harassed the city worker. But nobody's talking about that.
I got this message.
I mean, like, you guys just think it's okay. You guys are going to pull up. You guys are going to side with the mayor when he's the one that threatened the city worker. Did you guys know about that? Did you guys know that he was threatening the city worker too?
You want me to answer that?
No, I don't want you to answer that.
Don't
I mean,
ask-
because you obviously
That's right,
don't.
don't ask.
If you don't want me to answer, don't ask.
I'm not asking just you. I'm asking all of you. Do you guys know that the mayor has threatened the city worker? Because there's messages that prove it, and the sheriff is aware of it.
Along with the guy that threatened me with him.
And he's
They're
been riding
together
around with
threatening
him.
the city worker.
And you guys think it's funny. You just
When
think
you
it's a
say
big
you
joke, don't you?
guys, I'm one of these guys, because we're.
Yeah, I know you are.
I'm part of it too. Don't worry, you're talking to me.
I'm just-
I'm just
I'm
voicing.
with
Listen to me. You think I like hearing
When
about
she
this
says
stuff?
you guys laugh, that's not true.
When
I
you
don't laugh at
do you guys not understand that I am just as frustrated with everything that's been going on in this town for a whole year as you all are?
We
But it's
never
like,
used to have these problems. Never.
yeah,
Never,
but
never.
you guys are
Follow the
blaming
rules.
you blame it on. I've seen people say that it's because these new people moved in. I've seen it on Facebook. You know,
Facebook's
I've had
supposed to
a former trustee in my face yelling and screaming at me and saying that I'm an outsider and that we need to move. Now I'm gonna try. All the times that John has told me about how he's grown up here, he's lived here for 33 years, and he's talked so highly of this place. And then I move in here, I start a job here in this area,
It's not
and
the
all
same
I've
town he
received
grew
is
up in.
hate.
It's not the same town he grew up in.
And why isn't it?
Because
Because people
Those
can't
people
get
are all dead.
Because people can't get over grudges and they won't listen to people, and so then these people get frustrated and they come into these meetings and they raise their voice because they feel like nobody's listening to them
Take a
because
breath.
they keep trying to interrupt them when they're trying to speak.
Take a breath.
No, I'm tired
I've
of
lived
it.
here.
I have been living here for a year and I hear this all the time. I am tired of it,
we are too.
okay? And you just sit there.
5 minutes is up.
Is it?
Yes,
Because
ma'am.
I've been
Where's the
interrupted
clock
several
at?
times.
Right here beside me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not flawed.
That's fine, because I'm done. I'm done talking.
Thank you.
May I say something?
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
Sure.
This is what's
I'm
frustrating.
sorry, who?
Barbara
Barbara?
Bruce. We come to these meetings, nothing gets done because everybody is arguing
Thank you.
about stuff that isn't city business.
But it
That's
is,
my
though.
issue with
But
it.
it is city business.
Like what?
Well, the mayor put stocking orders on us. I try to talk about
I
this
know,
whole time.
that's past. That is your problem.
But we
with
still need to
this.
bring it up to situate it. We just can't sweep it under the rug.
It's been decided in court.
Yeah.
We've all seen it because you've handed it out.
Yeah.
We know it's been decided.
Yeah, so
then
I-
let's move on.
Okay, so I did, right? So why should I use our village lawyer and go through him to talk to our village lawyer when he's done live? You think I trust him? No, not a bit. I don't even know the man. I didn't know him before in this. I gave him benefit of the doubt. I helped him in town with the water,
The floor's
with the water
still
heater.
yours.
Yeah, you still got minutes after I talk. You still have 5 minutes.
But why is everything so litigious? Why is everyone so sue happy?
I'm not suing happy.
Well,
Wait, I could have settled
apparently,
this out of court if I could have talked to the lawyer, but I ain't going to go through him. But if the board would have held him responsible about all the past situations, then I would have been glad to go to our village lawyer and settle it out of court.
people used to come in here and conduct village business. There was no animosity. What has changed? That's what I
There
want
was
to
always
know.
a couple
What
people in
has
town that
changed?
didn't get along,
What
but
has
they got
changed?
past it. They
Well,
didn't-
people can't
didn't
follow rules. They got
escalate
certain
to
rules for
that.
others, and they set
Okay,
other
like
people
what?
aside.
I mean, I'm here, I'm
Like the
listening.
door key. He said he'd get me a key a couple of meetings ago. Where's it at? He lied again.
Who all has a key in here?
No, he said he'd get me a key. Where's it at? I don't have it. He
Why do
lied.
you need a key?
Well, I asked for papers today and they wasn't in Village Hall.
I mean, I'm just asking.
Well, I need to get in here. I like to talk to the public. I like to sit down. You can come in. I can sit here and talk to you. What's going to happen in this building? Nothing. I like to talk to the public. I like to look at public papers, all of them public, up there.
But people aren't going to come in and visit. They're just
How
not.
did you know?
There have been people
If I
that,
opened the door, they would. Give them an opportunity.
there have been people that came outside here
Are
when
you
he
gonna-
set up a table.
Are
Yeah.
you going to let people in here that shouldn't be in here?
Who
But
should
he's
be
not
in
in
here?
the village.
It,
The one wasn't in the village.
it doesn't matter, we don't have keys.
He's a town official.
Used to. Mine's the only magical
Why
one.
can't
that got
he sit
a
in
key
here?
last time.
Yeah,
I
guess
don't
Yeah, I
understand
wanted
why
one.
it's such a
No, I
point
didn't
to
ask for
fight.
one. They gave it to me. I'm the only magical one.
One problem I got with this,
Thank you, Barbara.
we ought to have a way to get our $1,500 back. If you lost, you ought to pay it.
Okay. Well,
I'm
as
just
soon as the mayor gives me $1,500, I'll
No.
pay it.
Yeah, this
Oh,
is-
no,
I'm
no.
what this
I'm
is,
concerned
you
about you.
1,500.
I know.
He
I'm
owes
sorry
us,
about
he
that.
I
owes
know.
each of us
Well, me and him has
$1,000.
to do, you know.
And he
'cause
can
I
make no
pay
effort to pay
Same,
it.
same with me.
Okay.
You guys pay taxes here, I understand your point.
Yep. I pay bills and stuff here.
Do you pay
Speaking of
taxes?
bills, are you?
Yeah, I do.
Are you moving
Actually,
those
that whole
Sue
around?
man.
somebody, you lose, you pay.
Are you still moving the bills around?
Usually
I'm
you're
not
granted
looking at it
court
'cause we're a
costs.
public
if
comment.
you-
That's all
That's what I'm
over
saying.
the agenda.
That's next time.
If you want it back, to start over again here in a minute.
Then why hasn't the mayor paid our $1,000 back?
Okay.
We have $1,000 for each of us.
But we don't want to talk about that. Maybe
Is
I've tried.
that a city lawsuit you're talking
He,
about?
An
he used his,
individual one.
in the,
He
in
uses
the,
mayor powers as
in
an
the lawsuit,
individual.
he listed himself as the mayor of Belmont. So I believe
And
that
it's
is a
even in the
village issue.
video on the news, and he called the sheriff, I'm Mayor of Bellmont.
I
You
believe
send
that
the
is a
sheriff out
village
here."
issue, so why doesn't he pay that?
The way I
He's not making
understand
any
it,
effort to pay it.
the way I understood it when I saw it is that the only income he has is Social Security, and that can't be touched.
Judge order said he could. Judge
He,
don't
the
care what
judge
kind of
ordered
income he
him to
has.
pay
No.
each of
That-
us
That's a federal law,
$1,000.
you can't touch
You
it.
can't
Like
touch
that.
Social
Social
Security.
You can't touch it.
Well, it might not
It's
be
like
so
trying to
serious,
Get
but,
over
you
that,
know.
cause there are no
The judge,
offsets.
or the mayor's the one that took us to court the
Order.
first time.
Yeah, that's right here in the judge's
And he's
order.
not paid the $5,000
Can I
that
talk?
he's supposed to pay.
Yeah, go ahead, Dave.
But that's why.
Dave King. All right. I hear you didn't hold this man responsible.
Or,
Stalking charges. Stalking charges. He used his political power as mayor. All right? You guys are responsible for him. You voted him in. Did you or did you not? Yes, you did.
yes,
Yes, and I did too.
All
No, I
right,
didn't.
that means you're responsible for him. When he filed them stalking charges against us, all right, he lied to 2 judges. It says it right there. He used his political power, and you just didn't even want to see about it.
Dave,
You didn't even want to
Hey.
hear about it. But then on later, you sweep
Hey.
it under the rug like we don't want to hear it.
As long as he doesn't, he can.
Then we turn around. On top of that, we don't want to hear it. Anything he does, you want to sweep it under the rug. All right, we're paying bills, no meetings. We give bills away to people with no meeting. Nobody even got to vote on anything. 2 meetings we've had, and the bills got paid. How'd we do that? We didn't call a special meeting, that's why. Why didn't we call a special meeting and pay them bills?
don't know.
You should know.
Then how'd they get paid then without passing them? You know, and then you act like he ought to pay for this bill when he filed stalking charges? And you think you ought to talk to him when he lies to everybody? Then you want to talk about money, motor fuel tax, lawyers and stuff like that? I see roads been fixed out here and we had to redo.
How much money did that
We had to
cost?
redo them. How much that cost us? We ain't worried about that though.
$8,000 estimate.
Then you turn around and you just want to sweep stuff under the rug. That's in the past. But you just don't hold anything accountable. He cut a tree down up there, no meeting, no nothing, took the chainsaw home, and we had to bring it here and not a word was said. We didn't want to hold him responsible. But we went up there and cleaned it up and hid it until we caught him, and then we had to bid it off. That's just like the stop signs out here. Right here, I asked, she said, you look into it. You know what her answer was to me? We don't sell stop signs. You can say what you want to say, and that's that. All right, you know why? Because he wasn't a meeting to get rid of them. The county ended up with them. All right, why didn't we turn around and bid them off and get money for the motor fuel tax and put it back in it? No, we wanted to sweep it under the rug again. We didn't want to talk about it. That was my answer. This is a public meeting.
It's my
Not just
understanding they can't bid
a board meeting, it's a public town board meeting. And you just act like it's your meeting. And we come in here and ask for copies and for a resignation and stuff, and she told us it's at my house. What's it doing at her house?
I didn't even get the right copies because we initialed the
You know,
copies.
what's it doing at her house when it should be here at City Hall?
I want the original copies.
A lot of this paperwork should be here at City Hall, but everybody's carrying it around.
Because who's to say that somebody's not
We
changing
brung up the motor
papers?
fuel tax the other day, she had one copy. How come everybody didn't have a copy? Huh? We just only had one copy. Anytime you bring out paperwork, everybody should have a copy. And if you can't get to that copy machine back here, it needs to be put up here.
I mean, I come in here and make copies.
To where we can get to it and make copies for everybody, not just one person, bring it up, then the next meeting we pass it. That's the way you can find out what's going on. And I'd like to know something else. The one you just put in here, is she getting paid now?
Who's this?
The clerk, you just wanted to come back and do stuff. Or she doing it by voluntarily?
You expect her to do it without getting paid?
I just want to know you didn't have nothing at the meeting about it. You know, you signed it on, nobody talks about pay or no pay or nothing like that. You just went under the table again.
And from what I remember, John, or Dave, everybody initialed that deal that she wrote.
Yeah, they might have initiated it, but no paper, no board or nothing was signed about paperwork.
It was brought up.
Was it passed or no passed? About pay. There's a lot of things going on around here, just like the stop signs, my answer, and this stalking charges. And then you turn around and want him to use the mayor and stuff. You just turn around and voted. Only 2 people can talk to the lawyer. If you just remember that.
Time.
Thank
Do
you,
you run the
Mr.
meeting or does the mayor?
You just forget about that.
Behind Dave.
Only 2 people, and he got stalking charges, and you expect him to talk to him.
Okay, Mr. King, I can try to address some of your things that you brought up again. The stop signs, I explained to you last,
Oh, you couldn't sell them, but why?
I
You
checked
cannot sell them, you can bid them off.
I
Dave,
checked on
she's
it,
trying to talk.
I checked on it again, and they cannot be sold to individuals,
Yeah.
residents. No, they
I know
cannot. Okay, so I'm not sure why you're still concerned about those signs. We turned them in to,
Bunting.
yeah, is it Mr. Bunting in
Did
town?
the street department know about it and turn them in?
Yes,
How the county get a
I didn't
tax
ask
money?
you, I'm asking you.
And I went-
You didn't know about the stop signs and you turned in the county, and you're over the streets. Okay, that's all
These
that.
were old stop signs that
Yeah,
were back
He's
there.
still over the streets
They were
though.
not in use.
It don't matter, he's still over the streets and you didn't even tell him nothing about it, and you wanna talk about
They
it?
should have come to the board
Okay,
meeting.
let
At
me
least the street
respond to
department should know
a few things.
about everything. They should.
Yeah, a few
Do you
things,
have-
they should have
do you
come to the board
all the
meeting in the
other
minutes.
answers to what he had just asked about, or would you like me to respond?
Go ahead,
You
Al.
can't do anything
Okay.
with those signs.
I was wondering.
Okay, the bid, we talked about the bid.
They
The
should have told us.
resignation, that was,
That ain't your fault.
that was announced in the December meeting. it was also announced that she said she would stay on and help us until we could get a replacement. We're
What about
currently,
stop signs up?
we just talked about the stop signs.
Well, why wasn't they at the meeting? Huh? You didn't say nothing about it. They didn't come to
they
a town
don't
board
have-
meeting about it.
The street department didn't even know about it.
They don't have to come to a meeting to
That's
say,
not
can we
his
get
fault.
rid of a sign?
That's the food department getting rid of it.
If a sign is worn out, it does not have to come to meeting
It
to
should
say,
be in here
No,
and gone
sir.
through and in the minutes.
Why didn't the street department have any knowledge of you getting rid of them? It was over the streets.
I don't know why.
Because whenever, I think before Leon
No.
came on board,
Is it in the minutes?
Bill was going to remove those signs that were back there by that shed to clean up that area.
Then why wasn't it coming before the board and in the minutes?
You should have told the street department to at
It
least get
doesn't
rid
have
of
to
them. That
come
way
to the
he had
minutes that
knowledge
we're
of
getting
what
rid
The
of
heck
the
if it don't.
signs.
I don't care if you get rid of an inch or two.
Okay,
It comes before the board.
I will
Dave.
correspond with you if you do not yell at me, if you will listen. You said what your piece is, and I'm gonna try to respond. I
And
tried to
floors
look up
closed.
things that you asked about last month, you're asking about the same things again.
Yeah,
I'm
and I
gonna
got
try-
a really smart answer,
Pardon
and
me?
that's that.
I think you're very successful at trying to flush
Well,
it,
why
but
stuff
we're gonna
don't come
continue.
before the meeting before it's done?
The resignation,
Because you don't want it in the minutes.
we're back to the resignation question you asked about. That came before us, and she agreed to stay on until we could find a replacement. We had a letter by the mayor saying that she would still be responsible for signing checks and helping us get through. And she will not be totally dismissed until the board votes and accepts her resignation. Okay, that has not happened.
How come she ain't here tonight?
She's not required to
She's not
attend a
required to
meeting.
come here, she's not the clerk.
Oh, okay. She can do all the paperwork and everything else, but she's not
That
required.
is a courtesy that we have from her right now. and we
Everything's
are
a
proud of it.
courtesy, even giving away bills.
I tell you what,
Don,
my
or Dave.
time here,
Even giving away bills is a courtesy.
sir,
I'll tell you what.
I am trying to
I'm
work
just
with
telling
you.
you straight from the heart, bud. You better be thankful that she's doing that. You better be thankful for
Hey.
what she does because, now listen, see your mouth's running, you can't hear.
That's disrespect right
What
there. I just got here.
And this is
That was
how
good,
the
though.
board treats the public.
I'm sorry, sir, your name?
Brad Lloyd.
Brad Lloyd, okay. I'll put you down as being here, someone to write that down. Oh, the floor is still open, as soon as I can finish addressing him.
Oh, I got something to address.
Okay, did you want anything else from me? or-
No,
Okay,
everything's
because
a courtesy.
I've already looked into everything that you've asked about last week and clarified it. You did ask about a CD reserve, that CD is intact, I did verify that. The signs, I made sure that they were disposed of correctly. The motor fuel tax, I presented that to the board this evening, that's on the agenda tonight, the special bond. I did want to comment that
Everybody go get a coffee?
I did want to comment that I heard yesterday that you came into the building filming and you are not allowed to do that. You
No.
can film anytime you want in a public
I was
meeting,
an official.
but you cannot.
Who said? Public building.
Not when some not
Who
in the
said?
working.
Who said?
The attorney said,
Attorney who?
and the
Our
law
attorney?
said,
The
yes.
authority can walk in this building anytime he
No.
He
wants.
was with me.
You
The
cannot
public
take,
was with
you
me.
cannot.
Is that
film.
why you're
You
locking him
understand?
out?
The public was with me. It's
No
a
one is-
public building. You can film.
No
in
one is
public
locking
space.
him out.
Well, how come you ain't got a key then?
He can go to the mayor.
Why should he have to go to
Go,
anybody?
Because we
Hey.
don't have keys, that's
You
understood.
don't have to leave.
We don't have to keep saying that, that's an understood thing.
Everybody's got a key.
Who's got a key?
Who's got a key?
I don't have to.
Anyway, so motor fuel tax.
He's an official. He should have a key. You're locking an official out, can't do his business.
No.
Okay, and
No.
so what else was on that you had asked me to address last week? Do you remember? Kind of went on a little bit here.
No, I don't remember.
The signs, the money, everything's in order, okay. All right, I
Yeah, it's
guess,
about the city hall roof and the,
is that on the agenda this evening? Still, we're still pursuing that.
okay. Well, you asked me what he said.
Oh.
So you're telling me when anybody walks in,
And I addressed that last week, didn't I, with him? I did.
And we wasn't even in the back room with the camera. It was out here in the public floor.
But it can't be during working hours, it can only be at an open
During a
meeting,
meeting.
okay? So as
Yeah,
long as you
we'll see.
understand
We'll
that.
see with that.
Okay.
We'll see how far that goes.
I didn't see here who you were telling that did they give permission to be filmed or?
Do a lot of
No, he
constitutional
didn't,
rights in a public
I
building.
wasn't asked permission to come in and film during a, it was very intimidating to the worker that was in here when it happened.
Intimidating, I'm
It
standing
was
right there with
intimidating
you.
to the EPA unit that also occurred too.
Why'd she have a key anyway?
Because she
comes in
checks
and
our
checks
water.
Well, so she should call the mayor like I should. I'm a public official.
She's had a key for 30 years,
So?
Dawn.
I
Whoa!
had a key in the past, but now I
For
don't.
a year, 6 months.
It don't matter. It don't matter how long. She still has a key.
Well, there you
I
get
gotta call the mayor.
dysentery because the
You
water's
enjoy the
screwed up.
water.
That's fine. Maybe she should call the mayor to come down here and unlock it like I have to.
So we're locking officials out now,
And then,
Let other people in and have a key.
and none of us can say anything. Sweep it under the rug.
From Environmental Services, she's responsible for our water,
This
and
is
she
all
couldn't
of
get a
it.
hold of anybody.
I know, that's all.
Probably not
all
the
right,
order.
because I had
The water is her
responded to stuff that
responsibility.
evening, but it's in those minutes, but I think I explained it to him pretty
You
well.
did. You just don't even.
Okay.
I agree.
And then, before we get back to the agenda, did we have any more public comments? I've lost my track.
Mr. Lloyd. Mr.
All
Lloyd.
right, I don't know if y'all can do it or not, but is there any way y'all can put a dead end sign up behind my house? Because last Sunday I woke up from a nap from a really bad headache and woke up to somebody in my backyard just tearing the hell out of it.
You were one of them?
On what? Four-wheeler?
No, in a
Car.
vehicle.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we probably can.
Don't we have to talk to Boseckers?
Yeah, that's Bozakers Road back there.
Well, then I go
We have to talk to Bosecker probably.
right to my garage is where my property stops at.
Because he calls the cops on anybody that
Yeah.
gets on that
He can
road.
call the cops on
But
me
I
all he
mean, though,
wants.
so you probably do need to talk to him.
Yeah.
Yep, I won't talk to him. Either that or I'll do it myself. Because I will not wake up to somebody in my backyard tearing the hell out of it again.
That was crazy. I was listening to
I believe
that.
the sheriff deputy came out about all that.
Conservation officer did.
Oh, I remember seeing flashing lights across the street from me and stuff.
Yep,
so.
they tore the hell out of my yard, Sean's yard, and my neighbor's yard, and his other yard.
Was it your garage they almost hit?
Yeah.
Okay, because I heard on the scanner they almost hit a garage through all
Yep,
that.
if you see a garage and you see a truck parked there in a garage and whatever else right there that I got, you would think, hey, this is private property.
That could that possibly be a?
Because when I
city
asked
limit sign?
the sheriff's department, they
There's
said,
an alley back here.
I can come down this alley
Put
because of my garage is right there. I don't have to ask anybody about that because
So
my
you
garage
can get
sits
the
there.
access.
There's two lots back
Yeah.
there and there's a road runs back there and the city should put us inside if you'd look the property lines.
I think I've seen signs in town that say not a through road or something like that.
Well,
so
there's no sign there anymore.
Well, I mean, not here, I mean, like, I've seen them elsewhere, and so we'll try to see if we can't do that on our side. But otherwise, we can't do anything on Mr. Bosacker's side, but we can ask him about it. But I'll see what we can put on our side. 'Cause I'm
Even if you guys put it right there by the front
not
of
a
my
through
garage.
street is what that usually says.
It's the alley right there, and I go back there to my garage.
Which house is yours?
325 East Hill Street. Because I even asked the Sheriff's Department and everything.
Chris Roberts trailer.
Well, that's a city street
Right.
there
But
behind
Yeah.
there.
you're in town,
That's
right?
South
Yeah.
East Street, that's a designated street in this town.
And then where's Boseckers and like the next
After my
one?
property line.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's on, that's off of Oak Street. That street that runs out to the cemetery road. It used to.
Well, it's
There's a map
Highway
up
8
there on the wall.
right there. Because you got that alleyway right there. And you got them pipes and gas pipes. She thought it was a road to get to the trailer park.
He or a she?
It was a she. Julie Anderson. Said she lived here a long time ago. And I asked her, so what the hell are you doing in my yard?
There were some Andersons one time,
I really don't know much about it, but the headlights were pointing toward
Yeah.
my house.
She
not
went
right.
straight through all 3 yards and then went through Sean's other property line.
I don't know the outcome of that, but we'll
Well.
see what we can do to help.
I don't know the outcome of anything. All I know is once this weather dries up, I gotta be outside and knocking down roots.
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, I bet.
So, if there's any way anybody can do it, I don't care if they do it on my property line or before it hits the rest of the Boseckers' property.
Not a
But I know right there before it hits to his field right next to my garage, it's still my property.
Right there at the end of that street.
Where you turn into the alley at where them gas
Yeah, where
meters
the
are.
gas line pipes are at and stuff.
Yeah, you go
That
down.
runs up through there. That's supposed to be an alley anyhow.
Yeah. But I asked her, I
That
said,
would be town.
what are you doing on my
And that
property?
goes all the way to
To the school.
right on the other side of Chris's yard.
Yeah.
It don't go all the way to school.
Yeah, because Christina, and they've got a fence up right there between Linda and Christina's.
Yeah. I'm like, right next door to Chris Roberts' house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you see that tree line right there, that is where my property line stops at.
Right.
I don't know what she was doing. I could care less what she was doing. But she
Okay.
made me mad. I had to call a deputy sheriff. Deputy sheriff didn't come out. They sent a conservation officer out here.
I can answer that because I was listening on the scanner.
there was
They
a
had
wreck.
that water rescue going on because the dispatcher was like, who do we call? Who do we call? Because they're all tied up in the county.
So, but they
Yeah.
showed up. She was still out there rutting the hell out of my yard, Sean's yard, and my neighbor's yard, and his other property line. I don't know if he got told anything about it or not. I don't know if she hit anything from the three houses to his property line. I don't know if she hit anything. But I know she took out some trees.
What was she driving?
And she put,
Like a truck or a
A
car?
GMC Envoy.
Oh.
Oh my gosh, did they arrest her that night?
I don't know. But she went to that little shed sitting right there on the corner side,
Oh
corner
my
lot.
gosh.
So I don't know what went on from there,
Nuts.
but I would appreciate it if somebody could put a pole. I don't care if it's on my property. Just put a pole there saying dead end right there at my property line. Because I don't want to wake up again and have to come outside.
Maybe when the weather's a little
Oh,
better.
sometimes people don't pay attention to time.
Well, she says she can't see you driving at night, and I asked her, I said, well, what the hell are you doing driving at
And
night?
it was
You can't
snowing at that
Yeah.
time too. It was a crappy night.
Whether
It
it's
was.
better, you can
The
go out
reason
there.
I asked what she was driving, because I heard that on the
Thank
scan,
you.
I went out to the backyard to see if I could hear anything, and there was a pickup truck racing down the alley, 3
that
blocks
all the
long,
co-
right in my backyard. They were running from the.
That's all the comments?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead and do the rest of the meeting. Minutes going around.
the bills.
I think he's got
Bill
past
is
minutes.
right there next to Linda.
I think that Jonathan asked that we approve the minutes before he looked at the bills.
Oh, no, I just hand the bill back to you, that way we can start over again, through
Yeah,
some
I'm
public
done with that.
comments. Somewhere in there. I was just gonna start them over again, do the public comment.
stickers.
What'd you say? Dave, what'd you say?
Stickers for the four-wheelers. The money should be in the account.
I just didn't hear what you said. You coached, so I just wanted to know what you said.
Should be on how much they spent or bought in. Everybody's got stickers, but nothing's been in the bills on how much.
Stacy, you remember what day it was we did those stickers?
It was back in the summer.
Yeah, and so it would have been back, yeah, in those months. I addressed that with you last month also.
Oh, the stickers here at Village Hall,
Yes, they're in the back room.
may I see them?
I believe that's, I don't know.
No, I think they're locked in the safe.
Yeah,
I should be able to see anything in the village. I'd like to see them, please.
make an appointment for Christina.
Christina.
I'd like to see them now. This is a business meeting.
I don't have those. in front of me.
I'm asking the mayor. You don't run the meeting, he does.
I don't know where they're at.
You should, you're the mayor.
But you're welcome to ask Christina.
Okay.
Nobody knows where they're at. Nobody knows where the money's at.
It's in the bank.
It's in the packet.
Stacy, are you looking at anything right now?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody said you've been going to some meetings in other towns to see how business is conducted, and I was just curious. Because I remember asking at one time too, that all the village records or county records or whatever at any meeting are available so that, and I was told no, they're not. Those belong to the clerk, and you have to have an appointment.
You have to have an appointment.
Christina's
So I
desk.
didn't know if that was still the case or not.
Do I need to give you the fancy little papers? I might have forgotten to bring them. I did. For your, motions, I guess you'll have to do it manually.
See, that's what I mean, Peggy. I asked about the stickers last month.
Other comments?
Wasn't brung up this meeting. You
I
know,
addressed it
Were
last
About
month
the
with
money.
Were
you.
you given an answer?
about
Yes.
the money and the stickers and all that.
Yes, I addressed it last month with you, Mr.
Then you want to push it off on her. They should be here. They should be in City Hall.
They are filed. That was handled back
Where
in
was
the
the stickers
summertime.
at though? The stickers should be here at City Hall, and he just said, I don't know where they're at.
The stickers are on the persons who applied for permits.
The
It's
new
on their
ones.
vehicle.
I mean
and
the stickers you
receipts.
sell. Where are they at? The whole stack.
Like I just
And
said,
the
in the
money.
safe that's locked. That Christina has the safe number for.
The lock.
They'd be locked up in the office somewhere, they may not be in the safe, but.
We're gonna sweep it under the rug again.
Are you wanting to steal a sticker? Is that what you're
You have
saying?
I'm wanting to see
them. Don't wanna talk about
right now
Where you can
at a
argue
public
that.
meeting. I'm an official.
So I don't mind people asking questions, I don't mind you asking questions, I get it. But what I don't like is the atmosphere it's created, where everybody is, instead of just saying, hey, where's
Well, they
this
keep
at?
pushing it
But-
down the road.
And it seems to me like everybody's getting so mean and, you know, after this one and after that one, why can't there just be
We're all
open
in
dialogue and talking?
We are all adults.
Yeah.
We all
I've been
live in
asking
this
for
little
months.
bitty town together.
Yeah.
We all
It's
want what's
taxpayers' money
best.
though. You sweep it down the rug and nobody
That's
wants
why
to do
we
nothing
have an
about
auditor, David, to account for every cent that
Well,
goes
tell me,
out.
where's the money?
Well,
I
I
asked
can't
for the
tell you
stickers of the
because
money.
I'm not here
The
anymore.
receipts,
You know?
When I
Nobody wants to
was,
talk about it, I just
receipts
get
are
pushed
the
down the
account.
road.
every
For the
dime
summer.
and penny was accounted for by our
the
auditors.
stickers
That's what we
are in
have
a
to
safe
pay
place
big
to
money
stay.
for.
We're a whole
They
happy
come in
family,
and
but I
they
want the
audit
taxpayers'
everything
money
we
and I
do.
know what it works out.
That way the citizens don't have to worry about it, because we're
We're
held
not
accountable by
gonna
the
get
state
stickers out here in our
auditor.
meeting.
We're not giving them out. I wanna see if they're here or not.
They're here.
How do I know?
It's okay to
I can't
ask
see 'em.
Just like,
Take
well, do
over.
you know if the?
Well, that's just kinda like the chainsaws. It was
Just
here,
like
it was
I
down
was
at his
at a
house
meeting
locked up,
and
so
they
I don't
wanted to
believe
know
none
about
of them.
the water. They wanted
Because
to know
Linda
about
and I
the
came down and helped
everything they asked
Christina.
us.
Excuses,
I did
excuses,
that. None of them
excuses.
knew that.
Nobody wants to bring up
If
the
you
point.
recall,
What's the point?
The point of the spear, where the money's
He
at.
had been working on that day and intended to get out.
Whenever
early
I
this
first
morning,
got on
and
the
you guys
town,
It
were
don't
worried
matter.
about
He
it.
lives 10 feet away.
And when you
Still,
brought
I
it to
had
our
that same
attention, did
thought.
I not immediately go get it and put it in
But I
the
found out
garage?
later.
Said you have to go get it.
I was
Well,
He
wrong.
should have brought that
He's
down.
learning,
Well,
and I
if
can
he's
appreciate
learning-
that.
Yeah, learning.
Okay, and I'm not trying to be a smart aleck, I'm honestly, so like, if you saw the stickers, what kind of answer or question would that answer in your head? I'm not being a smart aleck, I'm truly just asking.
That they're honestly here and he's just not handing them out, because I've never seen the receipts for them, I've never seen the names of the people for them.
Gotcha.
And stuff like that.
Okay.
I like to have all
Were
the
you
paperwork
supposed
to
to
do
come
my
down?
job, so I know what's going on.
If I recall, were you supposed to come down and help us that day?
Yeah.
That weekend?
But
And you
I
didn't?
Where's
don't
it
know
at,
help
rest of them?
nobody, they don't want to stick up for me on the board. Why am I not even on a department? You guys can't even say nothing about it. You're over what, 3 things? You just want to take me off, push me aside, and you guys not saying nothing about it?
Hold on, sweetheart, what's my 3 things?
You're over employee, you're over the water.
That's 2 things.
Okay, 2 things. Okay, what am I over? Exactly. Thank you.
That being over the water and the employee go together, because Bill still doesn't know how to do the water real well. So you know what, when he has problems, I do.
What am I over? What am I over? No.
Do what?
The minutes, did you ask about that? I don't have my paperwork for you, I'm sorry.
They're supposed to be going around.
Well, no, the bills are going around, but the past minutes was on the next thing after roll call. Other comments on it, roll call, other comments. I don't kind of got
No, you're good.
One of them was,
Okay.
they were
Take the
sitting
call.
This is what you were asking for the vehicles, golf and, golf carts.
I just like to see things that you're sitting on. That's all I'd like to see.
Oh, I thought you were asking for this.
No, I'd just like to see if they're sitting here at City Hall.
Oh, okay, well, last week you asked me where was that, because we were confused about if they were allowed to be on county roads and city roads.
Yes, yes, yes.
This is where we got it.
Okay, is that
And,
kind of?
yeah, and I talked to you, and they, it's to and from the farm, you can use county road, and we have it in our ordinances that they can city road also.
So farmers can't go into
If they're doing farm business, if they're on that, your neighbor.
Yeah, that's what, yeah. Yeah, I mean,
I know you, I was gonna email that to you, and then
What
Yeah,
nothing
good luck.
happened,
They
so.
give out a sticker and then they keep one here.
how's
that work?
Main road.
Ain't no paperwork, no showing up.
Well,
Any
they
other
have to do,
road.
well, see, after it's in ordinances, they can actually go city road too, if it's in
There's
ordinance.
receipts showing.
If they're going to do it on farm.
Are you guys sending the meeting, the minutes
The sticker
around?
just disappeared.
Does everybody have a chance to review the minutes?
Everybody's got stickers and the sheriff said,
Yes, I have.
everybody's got stickers, how come I wasn't
Yeah.
notified?
But, yeah,
So where's the
So
money?
you wanna ask them?
It never shows up.
Now that would go into the general fund, the general
It's on
fund.
call. No paperwork, no
I'll make a
trail.
motion to pass those minutes if
I
everybody's
don't,
okay with
there
that.
has, Christina will want that.
I'll make a motion to pass the
I heard
minutes.
that.
Second.
So,
We got a motion,
I
what is
don't
it?
know.
that's first
The
thing,
minutes.
They should
second,
be.
Leon,
They expected it, signed it.
Jonathan,
Minutes.
Minutes.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Not everything in town that's trying to
Linda, yes.
golf carts and gators and everything.
They
There's
will
about
not talk about it because they.
4 people that bought the sticker. That's all it says. Everybody else is trying without one.
Everybody tells
Yeah,
company.
and the cops name, but we're not the law. The town board, we're not the law. We're the law of the order.
They're supposed to inspect them, get the money, sign off, they're supposed to sign a piece of paper. Nothing. Because they don't go there.
Do this kind of discussion I can handle. I can't handle looking for one. You know what I mean?
They're all over the money, man. It don't even show up in the paper, they should.
Right, I know. But I'm gonna tell you, it is so sad here. You know, and like, I told John before, I mean, I've lived in that same house, you know where I live, since the day I was born, 53 years ago. And I'd love to see like the baseball diamonds. But two big things have happened. There's school closed for all those kids. And secondly, when I was growing up, there was no internet. We had 3 channels on television. Video games were just coming out. You know, that's all we had. You know. Oh yeah, because we tried to, see, we had baseball going like 8 years ago, because there was even a grant you could get if you got a tax ID number. And apply for like St. Louis Cardinals to come in and fix up your park.
Or do something, it's got to come from
But I don't know how much. I started community clubs back like 8 years ago.
Because that's
The
not.
only one.
I spent an entire Friday up there. We baked dozens of cookies, decorated pictures, and 18 people showed up. And we
They wrote me or something about it. Nothing wrong
Paid
with
$10 for it,
And she never
There's no
addressed
trail.
it when he
I
asked
can
about
bring
it
it
last
out
week.
there.
Last
Way
month.
to take
It is,
That's why.
because there's very few of us around
Well,
that used to
I
do
was
all
looking
that
at all
stuff.
the annual audit report, and I'm sure you'll find it there.
Yeah, I just want everybody to,
I know.
peace and love.
Everybody's just out there.
Yeah.
No, probably not.
Yeah, yeah.
My husband,
Tornado comes through here, but anyone even
I hate the button, it'll take a long.
You know, really.
they have a lot of stuff and then they get away.
Well, the council's not really that divided.
I believe there's 2 sheets there. Did you see that? On your summary.
This happens mine.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You're done with this?
Did you get the
I
list
didn't
back?
get that.
Oh, I thought it came
Oh,
up.
I'm sorry.
Okay. My bad.
You're fine. I was doing the.
I noticed, John, I told him I liked your house at Christmas. It looks like a little gingerbread house. They said the numbers are going down everywhere. It's just when they're wrong about that UK strain. Wow, that's good. all the rosy parts of
Way too young.
Huh?
Way too young. Maybe they'll just see how it feels.
Yeah.
Maybe see how it-
Yeah, we're covered. That's what's been so scary about it. There's just no rhyme or reason for it, is there?
Yeah. They'll get it figured out.
What do you think? Do you think they'd escape that lab in China? Hmm?
I don't really know what happened there.
I'm very wondering.
They're Chinese.
Yeah.
I'm not take her back when you're done.
Oh, I'm sorry, sure.
You got to look at that yet, Bruce? Have you got to look at that yet? Okay.
Yeah, it came from him to me, and I gave it to you.
Oh, okay, that's what I was.
That's how we all.
Leon, here's his. Yeah, I think.
One of those is
One
mine.
was Stacy's, I think.
I was going to, I think we should post one of these out, on the board. We probably need to make a point to say that it is dismissed though, because I don't want the public to still worry about it, because it has been dismissed. This says town hall in light of yellow.
People are concerned, they just don't want to get out in the weather tonight, which one would be?
Like,
90 any.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I just making sure.
That got threw me off.
Public don't even know that went on. Unless they look at the paperwork, where they get their.
And what about the
She
night
wants to-
of?
Martha,
Well, we have it here. so
remind me
it's-
what was tonight.
Should be too
There's a party in the 13th, isn't there? Yeah,
That sounds right, yeah. I've got it written down.
I
I've
don't,
forgotten the date.
I forgot to
yeah.
write the date.
So I'll put this on.
That's President's Day
I
anyway.
know.
Virtual learning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see you on that.
Carpal tunnels.
I know.
You can't get up here for that.
I just had my appendix taken out last week.
I know.
I know.
And,
Thought I ate a bad burger.
Oh yeah, how you feeling?
Did you?
Better.
You had-
Are ya?
Better, yeah. I was still sore a lot, but.
That was crazy. You and Brandon both had them out like within 2 or 3 days of one
Yeah,
another.
that's kinda weird, wasn't it?
Something on that corner.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought I ate a bad burger or something that night. Like, you can go surgery now. I was like, what? Yeah.
Huh?
Interrupted it.
Yeah, because we didn't have a surgeon up here that night or something. And so they had to,
Yeah, our surgeon is off,
yeah.
and then he has big problem coming to town right when, I think it was a day or two before he ends up out and about.
Are you got Wilbur?
Yeah,
You like
And
it?
you already looked
I
at
do. Yes, I did. I found those people.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, Sherry and RT is a really good friend of mine.
She's really nice.
I love
She's
Sherry.
probably one of my favorite ones on
She is
Facebook.
a dog. I've been friends with her for years. Sherry called. She graduated in 81.
I'm ready.
Sherry Isle.
I'll motion first to
Well,
approve bills.
We got it.
Oh, that's not what we're
Yeah,
doing?
go ahead,
I'm
go
sorry.
ahead.
So I first, bills,
You need a second?
I'll second.
and then a vote, Jonathan,
Nay.
Leon,
Yes.
and Martha.
Yay.
next, water report.
Yes.
Water's good, levels are staying where they're supposed to be. Bill's been out busy scraping, sidewalks and putting salt down over the last few snows. So, all's good in his department.
Okay. Old business, MFT report, you got anything on that?
Yeah, on that I presented last week, I got a new letter given to me today. So I have the old and the new that explains, what we possibly can use it for. I think, do you have a copy? And then here are, and so this new letter, I haven't read it in detail today, but I was told briefly, I had mentioned that they needed to know in the first year, they'd like to know what we think we're gonna do with it, because they had given us a verbal, yeah, that probably will work, go ahead. I will go ahead and submit that notion, but that doesn't mean that's what we're doing. We still have to get all the amounts together and bring it to the board and us vote on it, if that's what we wanna do with it or not. But I do need to go ahead and give them something so they know that we are looking at this and we do want to use the monies. And it's that motor fuel tax rebuild grant, not motor fuel tax, regular motor fuel tax money.
And who are we asking to listen to? Who are we talking to?
Remember I had, last month I had said that, I had found that we could purchase the abandoned house and turn it into a parking lot. Or a gravel storage. We could do it either way.
We need a parking lot.
And I was thinking the one across the street, next door here, right here by City Hall. And then there's listing in here where we can keep considering other things. We do fall under some of the non-bondable because we're under a certain amount of refunds, funds that we will receive. So just review it and keep your, I remember last month I mentioned sidewalk repair and different things. I read it out loud to you last week.
Okay.
But this is more detail if you want to look it over.
May I have copies of the papers
That's it.
from last week that you got?
Yeah, that's right there.
Okay, this is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
This one here I just got today, and then the back 2 pages. Attached to your side.
Okay.
Let me look.
Back to?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
And I made a point to write on their bondable capital improvement.
Okay. Awesome.
So that's what I have there, but we will put in something. There's a proper way to put this in, and I'll do that tomorrow on my lunch break. I'll try my best to get through it if I can read between the lines.
Who are we going to put it in with?
Pardon me?
Who are we going to put it in?
Right here.
Motor
Right.
transportation?
Yeah, you have to put it in here. They'll give you the website. And like I said, it's not in concrete what we're saying we're going to do,
Too bad.
Right.
but it locks us in so that we can at least be eligible for the monies that we're going to continue to receive.
Okay, okay. I understand better now, thank you.
But I do need everybody's input. Early on, he's got ideas too, and see what we think is going to be best for us. I personally think it's a good idea for the other one. It will eliminate an abandoned house in town and make good use of it, but we'll get the monies together, see what it's going to come up to. I'm sorry, do you have a...
Oh, can I ask, what are some of the other options besides the house?
I'm sorry, you weren't here last week, but I'll read it to you here.
Just an example or two.
Example is like, it has to be something that's going to improve the village for long-term improvement. That's something that will be useful greater than a 13-year lifespan, we would hope. That's considered a bondable. But again, we are eligible for some of the unbondables, which would be like fixing sidewalks and so forth. I did mention the sidewalk that behind Miss Fisher's house. But personally, I think she doesn't want anything done with it because it's such a mess. But I mean, that's a big drop off there, but throughout town, especially on Main Street, coming through town, what most of the public sees, that's an option, and,
There's also an area out there by the other Mrs. Fisher
oh,
that's caving in around the ditch area.
I got a lake in front of my house every time. We gonna get rid of that lake?
Fisher. What is the,
Now,
oh,
you can
Randy,
use motor fuel tax funds to repair sidewalks. You can't use it to replace sidewalks or build new
right.
ones, but you can repair,
and this particular grant is actually allowing us to do a few repairs.
to build new ones.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
that's
stated
cool.
that way, but we have to present it to them before we can
Uh-huh.
actually do it, because, and you said a lake in front of, Mr. Banks,
Kings.
King's house. So keep your eyes out and then, get back with any of us so that we can keep track of that and get some ideas and get a move on it, hopefully. I think too, Leon, is it about time for the motor fuel tax to redo the roads, to start looking at that,
You're gonna do, I got a letter home, I got a letter right here.
to try to start working on that? I'm hoping that we can get that turned in sooner this year, and maybe,
We got to.
we've had residents complain about the work that got done last year, but again, like we explained, that had been used for a couple of years now, so it's gonna take a couple of years to get it back up to par. But I don't wanna give up on it.
And it was my experience, it didn't matter how early you got it in, they tell when you're ready. No matter how many cycles you have to do. She's a too cold one, no.
Right.
It needs to be.
So that
All
makes it
the
hard.
stuff that I'll tell you,
Yeah.
but they,
It's just my nerves on my legs,
they
but
will.
that'd be all right.
I
said, like, yeah.
Maybe what they want.
That's all I have about that motor fuel tax stuff.
Okay.
That's not my big deal, we all know.
We've already discussed the lawsuit against the village.
Right.
And then my treasurer update report with Wattler.
New business?
Yeah, he just said that. And so, Mrs. Lorraine got back with me, which I was really pleased because this is a very busy time for them. So she gave me some ideas of what they can do for us. And the initial setup is a little bit much because it's like I think $425 to introduce QuickBooks, to get us online with QuickBooks, which would be a secure line with their business, and that's where the information would be entered. The fee monthly would be between $400 and $500 a month. They will charge about $75. Normally, it's $75 an hour for the bookkeeping, but they will do it for $45 to set it up in the QuickBooks system. So first, initially we have to buy the QuickBooks system, and then we have to pay $45 an hour to actually get that system set up. I couldn't tie her down to the exact time frame, but she would not be able to work all in one day. It would take a couple of days for us to get it turned in because of all our other clients. But probably not more than an 8-hour span to get the whole work done. And I think that once she starts it, she will find that it takes a lot less because we are not that big, our business workload, compared to what they're used to doing. As far as processing the bills, she lives out of town here and said that she would be willing to go ahead and pick up the paperwork probably once a week and pick up all the bills and so forth, so that she could take them to her place of business and process them, enter them in the system. If at a later time we do have a different treasurer, instead of going with a company, we can teach that treasurer to use this system, and so we'll still be ahead of the game because we'll have that system in place on our computer. It will be able to, we're hoping that she's going to be able to build the water bills also, so that when she enters the water bill, it will go ahead and compute what the difference is, how much was used, and then the rate that we charge, you know how we charge for the first 25 and then so much for every after. She's gonna work that all into the system. It may take some little bit of time, but she will get that worked in, and hopefully that will actually spit out the water bills. It'll save us from having to get the bills from Corwin's and someone manually handwriting that out. And then, you know, to print it out, then we can mail it like that. That will mean, like right now we use a postcard. I think postcards might be a little cheaper than an actual envelope mail, but the neatness behind it, the manpower will be worth it in that aspect of it. Let's see, what else did she say? There's a subscription for the program. So first we purchase the program, $45 an hour to set up the program, between $400 and $500 a month for her to process all our bookkeeping and trustee work. That means our bank deposits, our debits, our deposits, disbursements, writing the checks out, and we're hoping to get that built into the system so that the checks are printed on the computer, on a printer, instead of us handwriting checks. And then the subscription is $275 a year. Monthly statements she would also take care of, which right now we have, we just went blank on the name. Yeah, Britt Shepherd does it, and it's about $95 a month for that. And so, off the top of my head, I knew it was about $5,500 a year for this program, for the Treasury Fund, the treasurer, which sounds like a lot, and it is. But then when we looked at what we're actually doing with Britt Shepherd and Christina's salary, and then the postcards for the water bills that we buy. Now this is a 2-year frame, which was, so I'd have to go down about half of that. That'd probably take it about $5,200. And the printing fees and postcards, I take that down to another, so $5,150 is about roughly we're paying right now overall, just on the bookkeeping. So if it's about 55 or so for this one, I think that we're about in the same ballpark. Until we can get a treasurer to do it in-house.
So that would completely eliminate the job of the treasurer.
Right,
So.
this would be our treasurer. We would still have the budget and the budget and the audit separate, yeah. That way you got your check and balances there.
Yeah, those have always been separate, yeah.
Yeah. So that's about what we're looking at. Christina and I looked at this paperwork that I had verbally gone over with Lorraine, and off the top of our head, it was about $5,500, but I'd have to crunch the numbers a little better. So I'd like us to consider it, and we do need a treasurer. Christina, she is working now at the school. It is, you know, we still are paying her, and as soon as we get this treasurer locked in, then we can get a vote done to accept her resignation and you know, let her out the door, because I know she's about done with us too. But she's been a great help, and we appreciate all her time and effort with us. So that's what we're looking at. I don't think that we've got that on for a vote tonight, so I'd like you guys to consider it, and then we'll ask the mayor if he wants to do a special meeting to review the exact numbers.
Could we ask her to come here so we can meet her and
Lorraine?
ask her questions? If she has time.
Yeah, I can ask her that. I did ask her about, she said she would not be attending meetings, which, you know, we don't ask our treasurer now to attend meetings.
Right, yeah.
But if you'd like to, and remember, she's probably the one that's gonna be processing our work, but it's the firm that is gonna be responsible for our work.
Okay. I'd like her to talk to her in a meeting before we make our decision. That way I know who I'm dealing with. You know, and I
Okay,
can ask her questions personally.
I can give her a call tomorrow and ask her if she has time to come out. Like again, I think, and this is a verbal that she gave me, and if we all think that we wanna go with them, then she will actually draw up a proposal to us, and that's what we'll present to the board and vote on.
Okay.
So we can, if you want me to ask her to go ahead and pursue that, and then have her come, so that we can look at it,
Yeah.
and we can call a special meeting at that time.
Okay.
And at that time, if the mayor says we can vote on it, we will. Or if we just wanna thank her for coming and table it,
Right.
so that we can, think about it some more.
Yeah.
But I presented the numbers to you, how the program will work. Again, eventually, if we could get back to where we're processing it, we're gonna cut that expense down a little bit. I think Christina's, her check every month, look at the previous bills, between $250 and $300 is all she's getting, depending on the hours that she's had to put in for it. And I do know she puts in quite a few hours
More
for
than what
it.
she puts in.
And, so that would save us between this $400 and $500, say it's $450.
Yeah.
Eventually, if we could get a treasurer in town or working more locally, that would be better. But they would be able to use that same system that they're gonna install for us, and that's the best part about it. Any thoughts on it other than meeting Lorraine? Does it sound stable? Does it?
Sounds like a good deal, considering the position that we're in.
I'll give her a call tomorrow and see what she can do, and then, see if we can't meet her schedule for a special meeting. And of course, we'll give the 48-hour notice, and then, that will be the only thing on the agenda that evening.
That'll be done.
I have a couple of things I got to ask for. I needed copies of the volunteer list that you said he's gonna give me a while back. I need a check stub of the baseball light bill that was sent out, or somebody else paid. I need minutes for the park tree, he said he'd get me copies of. Motor fuel tax grant copies, which I've got tonight. I need copies of all November bills that we didn't have a meeting over.
The November bills was in the summary this evening. Did you not review it?
Yes, I reviewed them,
Okay.
but I need copies of them, all November bills.
The summary is in the bills this evening.
Okay, I need a copy of it. I said I was gonna get a key to Village Hall by the mayor a while back. He said he'd give me one, never got one. I need copies to Hill Street Road, the motor fuel tax papers on that road also. I've asked for months. Copies for the hot water heater, shelter house, I've asked copies for multiple times.
Were you at did you review those bills on the hot water?
Yes, I need copies,
What-
I've asked for copies.
What month was that? Do you remember?
I'm not sure. He said he'd get me copies to him, and I never got them. We need to address the mayor riding around with the man who threatened me. That is intimidation to another public official. He shouldn't be around that individual. Copies of the Village Hall roof grant, if you have any. Also need copies of how much the mayor can spend. He also said he'd give me copies of that a couple of months ago. I never got them.
That's on the budget. Did you not approve of the budget?
I need copies of them. He said he'd make me copies. I never got them.
So a copy of the budget.
Yep. I'd like to see the ATV stickers, the papers for them, the cost, the receipts, and the names who all have stickers in town. I was also going to ask why you've been going to Timmy Snelling's bank about his house for months on end.
Who has?
Timmy Snelling, somebody on the board has.
Say it again, I didn't hear you.
Timmy Snelling, I talked to him and somebody said he's been going to his bank about his house for months now. Asking about that house over there that he still owns, harassing his bank about it. Also, Bill Evans wants to know where his minutes and paperwork are. I'm not sure what all paperwork, that he's 2 months behind on getting from the village. He cannot make it here tonight because he's at work. That's being asked.
I know the answer to that.
Okay.
I was told they weren't picked up from the post office the last 2 months.
Okay. I don't, no, this is what I got told.
Because Christina said he hasn't been picking them up.
Went to
Okay. I also like to know how much we have in CDs now.
It's on the statement you received.
I would like copies of it, please.
You have a copy of it. It's given to you every
Okay.
month.
Okay. The city worker don't need to be texting me, cause I'm not playing two-faced games in this town. He talks crap to the mayor, then he talks crap to me, both of us, I'm not playing two-faced games. If you don't have nothing to say to me about business, you don't need to be texting me anymore. I'm not over any department. I'm not playing these two-faced games with people and running around with me. I said that from the beginning. Is the security cameras here at City Hall? Does anybody know?
Sure is.
Can I see them?
It's in the safe.
Everything's in the safe apparently.
And it's not a security camera, it's a trail cam.
It don't matter, I like to see
And
the cameras.
we discussed that
Do
last
we not have,
month,
does the
December.
mayor not have accommodation to the safe?
No.
We discussed that last,
Yes, but I'd like to see if they're here at Village Hall.
And no one has access with the clerk.
make an appointment with the mayor and come and look at.
I can't make a point, mayor, I can't have contact with him.